Hey everyone out there in YouTube land. It's so good to have you here. It's been a month since I've posted, but actually it's all very good stuff. I've been living my life. Things are looking up. Thank God, finally. Things are so beautiful and I can't wait to share things with you. But for now, I'm just going to say things are good. So I've been busy with happy good things, and this is a testament that your life can be terrible for a time and turn around and be so beautiful. So I'm very grateful. Sorry, I'm gonna mess with my hair for a minute. I had it up in a ponytail, decided to take it down, and those that have curly hair, you know, it takes the shape out of the curl. You can't just, like straight hair, I think you can just put it up and put it down and it's not too bad unless you get like a little indentation from the ponytail scrunchy. But curly hair, it has a mind of its own. So I want to talk about going easy on yourself. Go easy, because I think too many of us are so flipping hard on ourselves. And yes, it's good to have standards for yourself and others, and just in general in life. You don't want to just be all willy-nilly just taking whatever scraps can be given to you. However, I think for some of us, of course, if this message, it might be for you, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're not hard enough on yourself. That sounds terrible. But maybe you don't, push yourself to do more that you could do. But for those of us that know that, oh man, I just really beat up on myself. My inner critic is insane. She's a mean girl. She's a bully. This is for you. And I am right there with you. I actually took a workshop probably a year or two ago about the inner critic, because mine was so loud, and I've started to embrace her and let her know, hey, I hear you, but now's not the time. Or I try to reframe the things she says. So that might be helpful for you as well, because I think we all have that voice inside of us, right? The dark wolf. Because there's like a proverb about a white wolf and a dark wolf, and it's whichever one you feed is the one that gets stronger and bigger. And so that's true in your mind. You have to feed the right voice, because there's so many voices in there. There are voices from your past. There are voices, just any influence, right? Can become an internalized voice for you. So I think a lot of times we do put that unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Oh, I need to turn my thing on do not disturb. So give me 1 second. There we go. I like doing this, kind of fun, little finger swiping. Hopefully it's not annoying to you guys. I think it's cute, fun, quirky. So, and you know me, I don't edit these videos. This is just the unedited. This is my channel, the current energy of my channel. Will it ever change? It may. I may start really editing things, but at this point, I'll leave it. So I really want us to, those of us that are hard on ourselves, beat up on ourselves, which also I think leads to things like procrastination and perfectionism. I'm just here to encourage you to try. Maybe start with a day, or start with a week, or challenge yourself to a month if you're feeling brave, or even the rest of the year, because we just started this year. To say, I'm going to go easy on myself. I'm going to give myself more grace. I'm going to remember I am just but a wee human in a complex solar system and a galaxy of stars. Perspective, right? And I can only do so much. It's never going to be perfect, and I'm just going to do my best. And I think as long as you're doing your best, that's all you can ask for. So I just want to challenge those of you out there like myself who are just bullies, constantly like, you didn't do that right, or that wasn't good enough, or why did you do that, and just those voices, to be gentle and to talk to yourself like you would a good dear friend, and say, hey, maybe you made a mistake, but everyone makes mistakes. You might say, well, it was a really big mistake, and you say, well, everyone makes really big mistakes. It's kind of just what life is. Maybe you didn't, or maybe you're pressuring yourself, like, I don't know, to do things perfectly, but you gotta remember you're human. Or maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this thing right away, but give yourself time. Just say, hey, things take time, and there are seasons, and I don't have to feel like everything's gotta be rushed and perfect and all these neurotic things. If you're like me, it's just like, oh my gosh. So I would love to hear from you guys. Do you have an inner critic? Do you put a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure on yourself? Maybe what are some things that you do, aside from my techniques of sort of reframing the thought, turning it to something more positive, gentle, graceful. My other technique is talking to myself like I would a friend, and encouraging myself instead of beating up, because I would never tell the stuff I say to myself. I would never tell to another person. Like, I would never treat them that way and be like, oh my gosh, how could you be so dumb? No. So I'm trying to say, what would I tell a friend? And in that case, it's very much encouraging words of, hey, you did your best, and you did your best with what you knew at the time, and that's okay. You're going to learn from this, you're going to grow, and now you're going forward with experience in your tool belt. You're not starting fresh. So maybe that's something you need to hear too today, is that sometimes when it feels like you're starting over, it can be overwhelming in whatever capacity it is, right? A relationship, a job, maybe you're moving, I don't know, just whatever your situation is. And you're like, man, I feel like I'm just starting from scratch. Maybe you're starting in a new industry. Maybe you're completely overhauling careers, or maybe your dream or your vision has changed. And you're like, oh, I wasted all that time and years and energy. But you didn't waste it. You learned valuable lessons that now you're going to take with you, and you're going to utilize that from that platform, right? You're leveling up. You're up in the staircase of life. And so you have a broader perspective. You can look down and say, okay, well, now I know this, and this, what to do, what not to do, and I can move forward in a better fashion in that way. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this is encouraging to someone out there, or for many of you, that would be wonderful. That's what my channel is for. I try to do inspiration, motivation, psychology, typology, and a little fun stuff here and there, like characters and songs. It's all just me. And I appreciate you watching. If you would love a life coach, I have a life coaching business, and I also consider myself an accountability partner and somebody who helps people chase their dreams. If any of that sounds good to you, please email me, RebeccaPebble@yahoo.com. I also have a website that I've created with all my stuff there. You can find the life coaching stuff. You can find my books, my music, my writing, all that jazz, RebeccaPebble.com. I appreciate you. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Stay encouraged. If you have a down day, just remember it's gonna turn around. Joy comes in the morning. You just gotta get through it. We all have those days which is like, oh my gosh, drudgery. But it will get better, I promise you. So don't add extra stress on top of the world's stress, because the world can be heavy enough and hard enough. So go easy, go easy, go easy on yourself, okay? All right, love you guys. Bye.
This is Lily. I am a mob wife extraordinaire, and I'm here to tell you, if you can't add the real garlic into your meal, don't add the powder. Basically, it's a metaphor for keep it real, keep it authentic.